Hello and welcome to this video where we'll be going over some common questions pertaining to the financial benefits of going solar. I did some research on YouTube and I couldn't find much on the topic, especially in regards to the financial aspects of going solar. We know it's great for the environment. We know that when it comes to carbon emissions, that is significantly reduced by going solar, but at the same time, I think a lot of folks, including myself, really wanted to get to the bottom of what sort of incentives there are in place, particularly here in New Jersey, where the incentives are at their highest across the country, actually. Let's go over some of the incentives over here in New Jersey, as well as ask some big financial questions that I think everybody has in their mind that is a little intrigued by going solar. Can you make money off solar? Short answer to that question is yes. Just how, that is what I'd like to get into. Let's run some typical numbers that we would see based off of electricity usage in a single family home in New Jersey. We're going to look at median homes here in New Jersey, and we are going to approximate some of the numbers moving forward so that you can get a good idea and a realistic idea as to what the benefits of going solar actually are and what kind of return you should be looking at. Okay. So number one, if you were to finance a system, right now we're talking about either financing or buying a system, you can take full advantage of these incentives. You can do two things. You can either lease the system in which the solar installer retains the benefits of going solar. However, your electric bill is significantly reduced. So just to give you an idea, one of my most recent clients had an electric bill of around, I would say, $300 per month, pretty consistently. I mean, this individual has a pool and, electricity hoarding devices that really use a significant amount. So his electric bill is around $300. We were able to reduce that to $166 per month. Okay. And that's through the lease. Now, it's not a bad idea. The only thing that you have to consider is that you will not be owning the incentives, both federal or state, when it comes to leasing the system. Your electric bill will be reduced and will be a selling point as well for your home. However, you will not be gaining the incentives that we will discuss. So let's go into the financing / purchase option here. If you were to purchase a solar system, how would we establish a basis for understanding what kind of returns you're looking at? Okay, so first let's look at the approximate usage for a single-family home in New Jersey. Let's take the number of 12,000 kilowatt hours. I think that is a pretty typical usage amount. Okay, for a single-family home that uses 12,000 kilowatt hours, let's say we were able to install a system that was 11.6 kilowatts in size. So that is generating most of the electricity that this home needs on an annual basis. Let's say we get it to 11,600 kilowatt hours per year. Based off of 12,000 kilowatt hours annually and a typical electricity usage rate of 18 cents per kilowatt hour, we're looking at an annual bill, total annual bills of $2,160. If we divide that by 12, we get a monthly bill of $180 per month. So in this scenario, we're looking at an electric bill that is $180 per month. Let's look into what kind of a price tag we're looking at for the solar system. Let's look at the cost right away. Now, for a system that generates 11,600 kilowatt hours at a typical price tag of around $3.8 per watt, you're looking at a price tag of $44,000. Okay. Now let's look into the benefits and ways which not only you can offset this price, but you can make a return on this cost. Now, number one, let's go over the state incentives. The main one being the TREC program, which stands for Transition Renewable Energy Certificate. This is a fixed credit which is received by a solar system owner at $152 per month over a 15-year period. Now, this is a new program, different from the SREC program, which was, I believe, 10 years. This TREC program is over the course of a 15-year period. It is fixed at $152 per month, unlike the SREC program, which could have gone up or down based on the market. This is a steady $152 per month. Okay. Now, as far as the federal government is concerned, there is something called a federal tax incentive program. Now, as of 2020, this means that you would receive one lump sum payment of 26% of the total cost of your solar system. So in this situation, the total cost of our solar system is $44,000. You would get a one-time payment of 26% of that. Let's look at exactly how much that is. So you can see here, both of these are pretty sizable amounts. The first one, let's look into the federal tax incentive here. Federal tax incentive, as you can see, the one-time payment that you will receive off of a $44,000 system that generates 11,600 kilowatt hours is $11,460, and not a bad chunk of change. Now, when we move on to the state program, which pays you over the course of 15 years, if you were to take that total, you would get $26,448 over the course of 15 years. Okay, that is a total you would receive from the TREC program over 15 years. Again, both of these amounts, not small. Okay, let's see how much electricity your system would actually cover. So this system generates 97% of the electricity needed for this particular home. Let's look at the new electric bill, now that we know that you have 97% of your electricity covered in this scenario. Let's say you generate a consistent amount of electricity per month, which, as everyone with an electric bill knows, is bound to fluctuate up and down. But let's say you have a fixed amount at $180 per month. Okay, well, the new electric bill is going to be based off of generating 97% of the needed electricity is only going to be $5.40. Now, this is not including a service fee, which is a monthly fee that is charged by electric providers. This is for the infrastructure that is in place and the maintenance involved given that infrastructure. So you're going to see a reduced or eliminated electric bill if you use less than this particular amount per month. However, you will see a recurring service charge, which doesn't really go beyond $7 really in New Jersey. So in this scenario, we have a new electric bill of $5.40. Now, based on what we said about the incentives, both federal and state incentives, let's look into both the returns from these incentives as well as the savings on electricity over a 15-year period. Now you have your federal tax incentive, we said was $11,460. Your TREC program is worth $26,448 over a 15-year period. And your electric bill savings is over a 15-year period, $29,160, and that is at 90% average efficiency. That's not even what we discussed at 97% efficiency. This is taking into account some extra degradation of this system, which usually this number is a bit higher than 90%, but for the sake of lowballing returns, which I always find to be the smarter route, instead of overestimating returns, it's always best to underestimate your returns. And in this scenario, you have 90% average efficiency will still yield you $29,160 of savings over a 15-year period. Now let's add all of these up for a total of $67,068 in both incentives and savings over a 15-year period. Now, if you remember, the original cost of the system is $44,000. So let's take the difference of your returns as well as the price tag of the system. you've got $22,988 in your pocket. At the end of a 15-year period, you've actually made gains. It's not just about saving money, and it's not just a question of saving money from your electric bill. It's also a question of putting some money back into your pocket. Now, aside from what we just discussed, there is an additional benefit of going solar, which isn't really mentioned too often. But before we do that, let's go into an additional way you can make money from your solar system. Now, let's say you are away from home for a total of 1 month per year. Okay, that's not to say that you took a 1 month vacation, but that's to say that you were away from your home for a total of about 30 days per year for whatever reason. Well, that would mean you're not using electricity. Now, if that's the case with this particular system, every month you are generating 967 kilowatt hours per month. Okay, so that is 967 kilowatt hours produced per month when you are not at home. Let's see what the discounted electricity rate that your electric provider will will be charged for taking this electricity, this extra electricity back into the grid and using it for themselves. In this scenario, given a 5 cent per kilowatt hour rate, which is pretty realistic in the state of New Jersey, that is the amount that the electric provider will pay you for excess electricity fed back into the grid. In this scenario, we're looking at about $48.33 per year. Not a whole lot of money, but it's better than paying for your electricity usage. So instead of paying for your electricity, you are being paid to generate this electricity and feed it back to the grid. Over a 15-year period, that amounts to $725. Again, not a whole lot of cash, but it is better than actually paying for your electricity. Now, when we take that into account, we have a total of $23,713. And just for the sake of being as realistic as possible and grinding out all the numbers that we can imagine in this sort of scenario, let's throw in $7 per month service fees over the course of 15 years as an expense. We're looking at $1,260. We subtract that from the total that we had above, which is $23,713, and you're looking at $22,453 in your pocket. That is quite the return, if you ask my opinion. I had always thought that solar would really be more of a move towards savings than anything else. However, given what we've seen so far, clearly there are some returns to be had. Now, on top of this, given what I mentioned earlier, I'd like to go over something that's often not discussed, which is the effect of the solar system on the value of your home. Okay, now I'm personally in real estate, and I can tell you that by putting this solar system on your roof, you can potentially increase your home value by 15 to 20%, and that is guaranteed. That is guaranteed. That is something that the installers I personally work with, that I am a consultant for, stand by, and given what I have seen, given the equipment and the efficiency of the equipment that is used, that is an accurate claim that this will increase home value by 15 to 20%. So if you're looking to, even if you're not looking to make full use of this solar system over the course of 15 years, not only can you take advantage of these incentives while you're not at this particular residence, but you can sell your residence for an increased price, and an increased price at 15 to 20% greater than what it would have been without the solar system. So another interesting way to take advantage of your solar system. There are various options here. Even if you have a rental property, or if you have a property that you've leased to someone else, you can come up with creative ways to use a solar system for your maximum benefit, as well as the convenience of the individuals that are at this residence, whether it's yourself, whether you're renting this property out, or whether you've leased this property. Now, let's look at some examples in which we have a home that is a median at the median home price of $350,000. So in New Jersey, the median price for a home is about $350,000. So, which is why we use this number here. Now, if it's $350,000, let's lowball the increase in home value. Let's say it's 15% here instead of 20%. Well, 15%, you're looking at a home value increase from $350,000 to $403,500. That's a sizable increase right there in equity and in home value. That's sizable. Okay, there are many things that you can do with this additional increase in home value. Okay, now let's go and look at the higher end of how much your home value would increase in this situation. Let's say it increases by 20%. Well, then you're looking at a home value increase from $350,000 to $420,000. That is that's quite an increase right there. Let's move into what these numbers actually look like. At 15% increase, you're looking at $53,000 of an increase in home value. Okay, just by having a solar system on your roof. At the higher end, you're looking at $70,000. That is $70,000 additional dollars of value added to your home given this system. Okay, now if we were to add the lower number when it comes to the increase in home value with the total amount of money in your pocket from before, given the incentives as well as savings, with the expenses removed, we are looking at a total of $75,453 of an increase in your worth over a 15-year period. That is a $75,453 increase in net worth over a 15-year period. Okay. So, and that's just with a 15% increase in home value. Let's look at what it would look like with a 20% increase in home value. We are looking at $92,453 of an increase in net worth over a 15-year period here. Now, as far as percentages, okay, when we're looking at a 15% increase in home value, in addition to the other numbers that were discussed, the incentives as well as the savings minus expenses, you are looking at a return of 43% on your investment when you lowball the numbers. Okay, at the lower end, you're looking at a 43% ROI. And at the higher end, at 20%, you are looking potentially at a 53% ROI given this scenario. Now, I think it's fair to say that although investing in solar will not make you a millionaire unless your home is worth that much money and you are looking to sell it and increase its value by adding a solar system, well then of course, there's every possibility you can make a substantial, even a larger return off of your solar system. However, for the majority of individuals who do have a home around the median price of homes here in New Jersey, these are the types of returns you're looking at. Clearly, this isn't something that's going to make you a millionaire, but it's simply a smart route, and it's simply a smart move, and something to take advantage of before these incentives expire, particularly the federal tax incentive, which is going down from 26% to 22% next year. The market is bound to continue to become saturated, and because of that saturation, a lot of these incentives are going to be reduced over time. So if you were thinking about going solar, Right now is a phenomenal time to go solar. There are plenty of incentives in place that can be locked in, which will ensure that not only have you eliminated your electric bill, but you have increased the value of your home and put a significant amount of money in your pocket. And again, the options for investors are quite limitless when it comes to going solar. I personally work in real estate, and there are contracts that can be devised or do things such as charge a tenant for the electricity being used by the solar system. So, as the owner of the solar system, not only do you get these incentives, but you can charge your tenant for rent on top of a cheaper electric bill, which that individual would be paying more than had they not had a solar system over their roof. So you are making life easier, not just for yourself, but any potential tenants involved that you would like to charge for their usage of your system. Okay. So thank you for watching. I hope this video has been informative. Should you be interested in numbers like the ones presented here, feel free to reach out to me directly with your electric bill, and we'll crunch some actual numbers, okay? This way you can see what a system can do for you in particular, and this way you'll be able to make an even more informed decision on your solar system investment. I also feel that it's worth mentioning that I am in real estate, and I do plan to acquire my license within 1 to 2 months max from when this video is going to be posted, and I am more than happy to stand by the 15 to 20% increase in home value. All I need is a picture of your electric bill as an attachment, and what I will do is run the numbers on my end. I will reach back out to you. We will set up an appointment either in person, in which we take all precautions when it comes to the current COVID-19 issue, and I am always available to crunch some numbers for you and to move the process along on your behalf as well. So with that, thank you and take care. Bye.